So what I've learned from completing my preliminary task is that I've learned many different organizational skills that we can use in our group to organize different filming times, such as WhatsApp messages, Facebook messaging, etc. Also, different kinds of lighting that we use to portray the scene to a greater extent. For my actual coursework task, I plan to use many different settings because that is what was missing from my preliminary task, as we only used one setting for it. And we plan to use areas such as Hackney Downs, the embankment area, and basically many like derelict areas around Hackney. Yes, I'm pleased with the footage of the edit as it portrayed what we were trying to get across to the audience very well. Sort of a tense scene with like lower lighting on certain areas and highlighting other areas. And I think through editing we portrayed this great using filters, for example. And yeah, I think some of the techniques that we used in our preliminary task will uh, go into our final coursework project because they were quite well done in the preliminary task, and to put them into the final piece, I think will gain us those much needed marks. Um, so I think that is it will impact the final coursework project in that. Finish the task in our group members by using WhatsApp messaging for example, I would say let's film tomorrow at a certain time at a certain point, and when we check if everyone was free, so we could do it, and we'd keep on testing different times to decide when we're all free to film, and that is how we got around to filming our preliminary task. Really used the camera and the tripod to do our piece because it was supposed to be a kind of a conversation that seemed between two people that seemed very alone and isolated, which was what we tried to achieve. And by using fewer like forms of technology, I think we could achieve this to a greater extent. The main factors that we had to take into account into our preliminary task were that the times in which the area was free to use, the amount of lighting in the area, um, whether my group was free to film at that particular time, and our cast members as well was a key issue that we had to take into account.